All right, testing 1, 2, 3. Just making sure the audio is working right. Testing 1, 2, 1, 2. Looks like we're on. Testing 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's fix the mic a little bit. All right. Testing 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. A little better. All right. In the name of Allah, the Compassionate, the Merciful, this is your brother Abdul Wadud, aka Questman, coming at you with another live soul journey of life, conscious black social media, Thelightdome. I'd like to begin by greeting the viewers by saying Salam alaikum, Shalom, Hotep, peace be with you, love and blessings, always. So, I'm going to try not to keep you for too long. Let's see here. Making sure that everything is right. Not trying to keep you for too long, but I wanted to try to, do my part in showing support for our brother Grandmaster Jay, who is currently behind bars. He was convicted at his court hearing, and we know that the brother is innocent, to be honest with you. So we know that the conviction is not proper, it's not just. But be it as it may, we have to do what we can to show our support, because approaching is his sentencing date, which is in August the 22nd, I believe. I'll have to look again so to remind myself. But also, we're also wanting to show support because there is an intention to appeal. So let's see here. Something, just making sure I've looked at something here. Okay, good. So I want to give a shout out to Sister K Money, and also TNT Mike and Jazz, and also our dear sister Eleanor, who has been holding down strongly the GoFundMe account of Brother Grandmaster Jay. And let's see, I'll show you that account here in just a second, once I can share the screen. Okay. No, that's not it. There it is. So here is the what we're looking at on the GoFundMe account as it stands right now. We want to continue driving hard into support. And part of my my live stream effort today, as you see, the bill was not paid yet. So right now, kind of going through a tough time. We got some struggles to deal with. So we've got the basic StreamYard format going on. That's why you see the Powered by StreamYard instead of the Soul Journey of Life logo. But it is what it is. Hard times, hard times. Um, but there's the GoFundMe for the Grandmaster Jay Legal Defense Fund. Like I said, right now the brothers are behind bars, and we want to try to make this as bearable as possible, and ultimately, do what's necessary, with the appeal and whatnot to get this brother free, because he shouldn't be in there, plain and simple, and there should be, in my opinion, a lot more support, given what the brother has stood for and is standing for, um, and in the face of all odds, in the face of all the negativity and things like that. So it only makes sense that there should be a significant number of us who have the heart and mind to stand up for this brother. Um, as you can see in the title of this particular live, my intention is to try to gather a significant number of supporters that view my channel, in order to try to develop a community letter. And I've done this before with some others that are also behind bars. So I figured, it makes sense to continue on the effort to do this with our brother Grandmaster Jay. Now, the way this will work, hopefully, if we do this right, is a collective letter. Um, we could do it where I'm going to show the screen here soon, where I'll have the letter format so we could, I'll put some things in the letter. But the idea is for anybody who would like to have some comment or content in the letter, because this is a community letter. This is all of us who say that we are supporters, or this cause, and we see that this, and acknowledge the efforts that this brother put forth. Well, here's an opportunity for us to speak our mind and share our concern. And so what'll happen is, like I said, you'll have what I'll encourage you to do is one of two things. You can either email me, and I'll put the email in the chat here shortly, what you want to be included into the letter if you don't want it to be publicized here on YouTube. Or you can put in the commentary in this live feed right here what you would like to be added to the letter on your behalf. This is a community letter. So this is basically all of our voices, communicating what's in our heart to say to brother Grandmaster Jay while he's behind bars. And we want to try to, remember, this is a human being. This is a brother, a black man. And, he's got a mind, he's got feelings, he's got thoughts, and nobody wants to be behind bars. And even though we may have the idea that we may understand that, and he might even understand that this was inevitable, but it's not something that's convenient or something that anybody wants to deal with. You understand? Nobody wants to be in that situation. So, with that said, sometimes the littlest acts make a big difference. Some of us, we may not have the provisions to to donate or whatnot, but let's do what we can. If you can donate, I would encourage you to donate, and participate in writing in this letter effort. But if you can't, still, I would encourage you to add your few cents of mind, of thought, to a community letter effort. Okay, so that's what the objective is today. We want to we want to create a community letter. Um, if you want to go solo, I do have um, what's been what's being passed around as some of the details. Here, I'll share this screen now. This is what's going around as far as that's not it. That's not what I want. Okay. This is what's going around, as far as contact details, how to write, the brother and all that. So if you want to go it solo, this is the information that you're going to want, like that. So you've got that, and yeah, okay. So make sure that if if necessary, you copy these details down, and also it's been highly encouraged to um, to show your support by writing the brother. You understand? And so, or not just writing the brother, but also calling the brother. That's what I was going to say. Is so with that in mind, there's another share I can put up here, and that one is going to be this is if you want to reach out, like a wellness check type thing. That's going to be this one right here. And like you see right there, make sure you're respectful. And also, as has been pointed out, make sure that you identify the brother by his legal name. Identify him by his legal name. Otherwise, you're going to have a hard time, um, getting anything through, because that's what they have on record as far as intake is concerned. So make sure you're identifying him by the legal name, if you would. And just basically express your concern. Express that you want to make sure that things are proper, because there's been some reports that the brother is in like a solitary confinement type situation. Um, Whatever the case may be, we need to have some powerful words of support. All right. So okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to show you this screen here now. This here is the like a. It's not. It hasn't been edited yet, so bear with me, because this is going to be a community letter. So that means we've got to add our content to it. So this is the community letter, right? Let's get rid of that. Okay. So as you can see right here, this is the community letter. This is how I always, often start off any letter that I write, and then I can fit in the details later as far as the destination and all that. But what we want to do, let me minimize this screen, is add the content. We want to add the content. Let me fix and adjust stuff here. We want to add the content of what we want to add, what we want to say in this letter. So right now it's empty, but that's where we have to come in. So if you're viewing this, and if you would, consider yourself a supporter of this cause, then I'd encourage you to, add your content. If you don't want to add it in the commentary, here is email, which you can email me, and I'll add it after the live is done to the letter, in case you want, you don't want it to be, like put up like this. So here is the email that you can add. You can email me your content if you want to go that route. But otherwise, keeping it simple, just put it in the commentary here. It doesn't have to be something extensive. It doesn't have to be something all drawn out. It could be very simple. You know what I mean? Just some words of encouragement, words of upliftment, or words of appreciation. Respectful things is what we want to say. So I'm thinking here. Um, oh, there we go. Typos already. So we can start off with something like this. Um, it doesn't have, like I said, it doesn't have to be like complicated. You know what I mean? You can keep it very simple, very. You don't have to be a poet, but I might be here shortly. Now that I say that, but you don't have to be a poet. You could just what this brother did mean to you? You understand? And how does his being locked behind bars affect you in the present time? And another way to put it is, if you were in that situation, what would you want to hear from your peers, from your supporters? What would you want to hear from them? What kind of words would you want to hear from them? What would be a healing to you? What would be a comfort to you in your time of difficulty? Because, like I said, you have to remember this brother's a human being, and as strong as we understand him to be, this may not. I mean, this is not a comfortable situation. You know what I mean? This is still a human being that has to find it within himself to endure. You understand these difficult times. So that's no simple task. Some people, they tap out. You know, and so the fact that for each day that the brothers able to remain strong is a very is a solid point. On in his favor. So sometimes these words, when on the other side of the fence, sometimes these words, they can make all the difference. Let folks know, like, I didn't stand up for no reason. It wasn't all in vain. You understand? And keep them motivated, so that way, when the day comes that victory is had, that there is a return to society, um, the person is able to hit the ground running, so to speak, uh, continuing to be motivated. So yeah, this is how let's see here. With great respect and honor, on behalf of the community, I pray this letter reaches you in the best of health, mind, body, and soul. Indeed, shalom, peace and blessings, El Bigfoot. Let's see. Let's see. I would say many supporters, but I need many supporters to add their comment. Otherwise, I can't say many supporters. If I just have one or two people, post a missive, um, so it's all about choices of words. This letter is intended to communicate to you words expressed by supporters and those who appreciate. I'm gonna just say this because that's supporters. Those who appreciate. What's it up for? Let's see here. I did decide I would add something kind of poetic, so I'm trying to think of something that would. Poems kind of give you a reason to kind of put some spiritual substance to a letter. I think um, it gives more life to a letter, than just you know, dear so and so to whom it may concern and blah blah. It gives more life um, to the letter when you've got like a poem or like a quote or something in it. I can't even spell. Look at this. It's like I'm just typing and all the letters come all at one time. Um, we must be the weapon. Let's see here. It's all about choice of words when you're doing something like this because you want something that's meaningful and something that's driving in your point. You know what I mean? Just saying what you want, what you're trying to say. you know. Um, excuse me. Oh, forgot an H there. So you gotta help me out. I see 10 viewers up in here. That should be 10 excerpts that I should be able to add to this letter. 10 excerpts, or 10 or 9. I don't know. Somebody ran away. Maybe they got spooked when I said when I said that. Like, oh no, he wants to add to the letters. I gotta get out of here. You have to handwrite yours. No computer. Well, here, the thing here is we're just adding like even if you just have like a commentary like you're doing right now, all this is. I'm not. You can write your own letter, but all this is just for us to kind of like huddle up together, like boom, aha. Kind of like the old hip hop circles. Homeboy over here be like, um, such and such. He comes in and the other brother come in, drop his lines, and someone else come rush up in, push him out the way, drop his lines. He gets shoved out the way. He come in, drop his lines. You end up having a full cipher, like that. Um, so we're trying to come at this. We're trying to attack this letter like that. You understand? We got to attack this letter like that. So even if you just got like 3 lines, 3 bars, drop some bars in this letter. Drop some bars in this letter. Oh man, I can't spell. You know what I mean? Come on, let's get this. doing what I do. This is what I do. This is what I do. So come on, I'm trying to get the family to participate. All these viewers, I'll be wondering, like, man, I'm saying all this and I got all these viewers, and I get like 2 or 3 people out of 10, 12 viewers saying something. I'm like wondering who's the other 7 viewers watching me if only 3 people are saying something. I got 10 people watching me, but 3 people are saying something. I'm like, what's going on? What are they doing? But we already know, we if we've learned anything from this experience, we know some of the folks that be watching us. You understand? And with that in mind, I would encourage you to be mindful. I encourage you to add your content, but be mindful of choices of words and things like that, because people like to try to make something, where there was nothing. And that's pretty much what they did with our brother. When they wrote our brother, they made something that wasn't anything at all. They made it something. They literally invented a crime where there wasn't any crime. Literally. I'm telling you, if you guys were there, your mind, if you didn't have patience, you would have just erupted like, what is this? Because they literally railroaded this brother with, bogus. We got to have another word. Bogus doesn't even fit the script anymore, because what they did was some heinous, just heinous, vicious lies. I'm telling you, I've seen lies before. I've seen some crafty tactical lies. But what these people did was whole scale, hardcore, right in your face. Even the man in the seat knew this was some bogus stuff. Everybody in the room. But it was all about, the way they move, the way they operate. And so, just like the brother would often say, chess moves. So we've got to move with tact. So yeah, I know that some of these, maybe 1 or 2 of these numbers, or one of you guys sitting there watching to see if I say something, or if I, put something out there that you can run off and, see. I don't know, but yeah, words of honor spoken when justice has failed you. I can't spell today, man. Hmm. I'm brain. I've got some flow going on right now. I've got to piece it together. You know, as Quest man. Whenever I write rhymes, they don't always come like line for line. Sometimes they'll come like, it's like if you could just imagine like the cosmos and just letters, just words and sentences and fragments just kind of floating your way, and you're just looking at this like, you can kind of see like, oh, let's move that one over there. Oh, okay, and that goes right there. And the next thing you know, you end up having a whole rhyme. Just like that. I call it the kaleidoscope effect, right? So whenever you hear my rhymes, understand that's the outcome of me assembling what's come through a kaleidoscope perspective. Yeah, that's why the first thing they wanted to do was put him in that solitary, because they know if they put him in population, then there's gonna be a forest fire up in there. They know. That's what I'm saying. They understand. They're trying to there's an old saying, pressure bust pipe. So they're trying to press They're trying to press the brother is what they're trying to do. That's a no-brainer. They're trying to press the brother. That's why we say don't despair. However, soldiers rise up out the aftermath. That was that right there. Let's see here. Words of honor spoken when injustice has failed you. What does that tell you of how the world can fail you? I don't know. I don't like using two words twice in a rhyme. Words of honor spoken when injustice has failed you. What does that tell you how the world can? Let's see. How about that? There we go. Peace and blessings. All right, all right. Yes, indeed, it is some bogus stuff, family. I'm telling you, if you were just there, if any of y'all was just there and saw how all the proceedings went, I mean, anybody knowing anything, I mean, even if you didn't know, like the brother, or didn't know all the things that went down, you would have known, like, man, this is some bogus stuff. Words of honor spoken when injustice has failed you. What does that tell you of how the world can derail you? Don't despair, however. Soldiers rise up out the aftermath, a master path for a chosen to move to the head of the class. Let's see. Divine. No, I didn't even spell that right. Divine. Let's see here. All right. So those coming in case you're viewing right now, the objective is to add to this letter. I don't want. I'm telling you, I don't want to be the only one putting content in this letter. I'm going to put a few more bars in my little piece, and the rest is going to be content space for the content coming from the viewers watching right here. All right. The divine laugh makes you reign in a way, folds envy. Oh man, I'm thinking here. Okay, hold on. Did they cut the volume on the live? No, the volume should be all right. But I do have my sometimes my speaker is all right. Okay, hopefully testing 1, 2. Let me look at the settings. It should be able to hear me without a problem. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I'm kind of like I said, I'm in a lane right here right now. Let's see. Let me grab. I got four more lines, and the rest is y'all's. The rest is for you guys to put something in. Like I said, you got to jump in the cipher. Shalom. Jump in the cipher. Jump in the cipher. Where's your lines at? Where's your bars? Where's your prose? Where's your missive? You understand? Put it in. This right here is a community letter that we're going to send to the brother as soon as it's all compiled. Um, so I said, words of honor spoken when justice has failed you. What does that tell you of how the world can derail you? Don't despair, however, soldiers rise up out the aftermath, a master path for a chosen to move to the head of the class. A divine laugh makes you reign in a way foes envy. They miss you empty when they grab. I gotta put the Y's. Yeah, this is what we do. This is the think tank, folks. This is the conscious black social media. So the light dome stays on. Um, Yes, indeed. Peace and blessings. Shalom. Welcome. Just so you guys know, coming in, the objective is to add your content to this here letter to Brother Grandmaster Jay as he's behind bars. We want to put together a community letter to uplift the spirits and keep the awareness to support the efforts of one getting his brother free. You understand? If anything, let's see. So I just lost something there. Let's see, at a heart that can't be so when we walk the path that glows. Shalom to. Hmm. Oh, there's something there. There's something there. Right there, there's something that goes there. I gotta figure out what goes in that spot. We are one body, hearts on cold. There we go. Boom. Nope, I can't do that because I've already put heart. Because, like I said, I don't like repeating words in the same bars. I don't like repeating words. So add a heart that can't be sold. Okay, so I could change that. Add a soul. There we go. Resolved. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Words of honor spoken with injustice. Words of honor spoken when injustice has failed you. What does that tell you of how the world can derail you? Don't despair, however. Soldiers rise up out the aftermath, a master path for those who are chosen to move to the head of the class. A divine laugh makes you reign away. Foes envy, they miss you empty when they grab at a soul that can't be sold when we walk the path that glows. Shalom to all those that know we are one body, hearts on cold. Wow. Yes, indeed. That's how we do it. That's how we get the job done, right? Okay. Like I said, the rest, these blanks right here, look, this is how much space we got. Y'all got to fill it in. At that space right here, look, all this space, 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 space. That's for you guys. That's for the viewers. That's for the would-be supporters. Those who say they, support the cause. All these salutes and shaloms and salams and peace, all that. Let's drop your missive. And drop your missive, drop your poem, drop your bite of light, show some love, send some roses. You understand? All that kind of stuff. This is the time to get it done. Let's see here. This is the time to get it done, family. Because we are people that are, those that I'm talking about, those that are real, those that keep it real. You understand? Like I said, I want to shout out again to our dear brothers and sisters, brother and sister TNT Mike and Jazz, and sister K Money, sister Eleanor, sister D Marie, and some of the ones that Yaya's kids and I can't even remember all the names, but they're all there. They're all there. Salute to all of them. You understand? Because these are the ones, not only did I have the pleasure of meeting in person, but you see people just manifesting a real strong spirit, a strong, powerful energy when you're in their presence. And so yes, indeed, and definitely, salute. You understand? Right here. So salute to the brothers of the NFAC, UBKN, all day. So I'm waiting. I mean, I could be patient for a little bit longer. This has been 49 minutes so far. Just don't be afraid to add your content. Let's see something here. And like I said, you can always you can send it to me through an email, and I'll add it after the live. In case you want it to be, something that's not shown the way I'm showing my part of the letter. Let's see here. Yeah. All right. But we're doing what we need to be doing. We're doing what we need to be doing. Okay. Anyway, family, it is what it is. Let me go back out of here. Yes, indeed. That, like I said, that was one of the things that I really appreciated. That even after, we got after we witnessed the disappointing outcome, you understand, there were tears. There was a lot of pain. You understand, from everybody. There was a lot of pain, but there was still the motivation to continue, the motivation to move forward and keep the journey going. You understand, keep the books. Keep the book continually being written. You understand? Not letting our opponents get the last laugh, so to speak. To me, in my opinion, I'm not the one that will call the shots or something like that. But to me, I think that the family needs to show some type of demonstration of some sort. I got my garden tool right here. This is for my little, when I put plants in pots and stuff. Some type of demonstration to let it be known, like, look, you did this, we're still here. Something like that, in your face type of thing. I don't know. That's just my thing. But, there's wisdom, behind being step by step. Peace and blessings. Yes, indeed. To that, to the 10 toes down from the start. It was 10 toes down all the way through and still pushing. Salute my brothers. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Peace and blessings, Gary. I encourage all those uh, who are in the live right now to add your piece, add your missive to this letter. Right now, you only see my content, but in fact, I want to do it like this, so that way we can make a distinction between each person that adds content. So that way, whoever's next, I'll put their content, and then I'll put a little dash, and then who's providing the content under it. So that way, it's all sectioned off. But it's a community letter. I'm kind of getting a lot of silence right now. I'm seeing content in the feed, but it's about whatever missive you want to add it to be about. You understand? In general, it's a letter. You got to I don't know if you're aware, but I'm assuming that you're aware. The brother GMJ is behind bars right now as a result of the conviction, and so this letter is to go to the location that I showed earlier. On here. It's basically just a community letter. To salute, to show appreciation, to show support. General, what you would want to have from your community if you were on the other side of the fence. You understand what I'm saying? Basically, us reaching out, us sending a missive, sending a positive word to the right type thing. That's what this letter is about. And that's why I say it's about whatever you want to, whatever you've got in your heart that if you could say anything positive to the brother, this is your opportunity to put it to this letter, and it's us huddling together, us coming together, saying, look, come on, let's all pitch in, like a group rhyme, a group flow, and drop what drop what you want to say. So that's what this is about. So, sister, you could put your content there, and then another person come, boom, put theirs there, and it's a community letter. A community, it's something that's coming from a body of people rather than an individual. You understand? Letting the brother know that there's a community out here. You understand that we want to show some sentiment of unity, even when it comes to a letter like this. And it's here it is. You see, it's right here. For all to see. It's a peaceful community based letter. That's all it is. So I also you could put your content right there in the commentary, or you can email it to me, and the email is in the chat already. I put it there. I put it as now pinned. Right there's the email. You can email it to me, and I'll like I said, if you want it to be like personal or private or whatnot, and I'll add it to this letter after the live if you want it to be just your content and not put up like this. Yes indeed. Okay, so we're going to do that. There we go. So yeah, that's how we'll do it. Give me a second here because I need to open up a different page. Let's go to this. Let's go to this right here, right? All right. Give me a second here. So is how I would do it, like this. And if nope, I didn't do it right. There we go. If there's something you would like to add or edit or have a further, something to suggest in the way that I've formatted what you put, let me know in advance. Um, and I can do the editing. Like that. That's basically all that's happening. So let me take that little space out of there. Do it this way because I want it to be all orderly. It's not lining it up right. So hold on 1 second. Excuse me there. All right, hang tight, hang tight. I'm just trying to get the lines right. Why isn't it doing it now? And see, it's doing that before. Wow. Well, I'll fix that later. But right now, this is what it looks like. Okay, it did it now. All right, there we go. Cool. So I'm going. I take it, Brother Gary. You want me to add this to the letter? All right. Yeah, I saw the email, Sister Shannon. I saw the email. I'll put it on here um, in a second here. All right. Just did it right. So let's see. Let's do it like that. There we go. See, simple letter. Nothing too fancy. You know what I mean? I gave you an example of mine, and I put the little intro. I got a little poem going on there, and then that's me doing what I do. Um, and then just each person, we just keep it going like that, right? Keep it going like that. So who else is in this cipher? Who else is in this loop right here to add your content? Let's see. I am on my phone, fam. I can't see it clear, but that's what I have so far. Let's see. What do you have so far? Uh, you're talking about the part where you say you want him to the L Bigfoot. You're talking about when you said I want GMJ to know how much he has inspired me to think outside the matrix. Is that the part you want? And then most important, GMJ taught me about the Most High. All praise to the Most High. Taught me how to pull all these little. So you want all these little pieces all together in one chunk. Then is what I'm assuming. Okay, I'll do that. But hold on, let me go back to that email so I could add the sister's content. All right. Now, Sister Shannon, are you wanting me to wait until after the live to add your content, or is it okay for me to post it while this live is going on? Because that was the whole purpose of the email, so that way, if you wanted it to not be, you know, published, if you would, I could add it to the letter after the live, or I could add it now. But if I add it now, as you can see, it's visible. All right, I just wanted that confirmation because I don't just like to do stuff. you know, you learn a lot of lessons when you just do stuff like, oh, okay, all right, yeah, you did put that in the email. Let's see, okay, so let's go ahead and drop your missive into the letter. And I'm gonna put a line in between. That way, it's no confusion of who's saying what. Let's see, that was Sister Shannon. All right. Let me put a little line between. I think that would make this look better too. Where's that line at? Nope, that's not what we want. A horizontal line. There we go. Then again, the horizontal line. And that way, it's a little bit more legible, I think. That way, yeah. All right. Yes, indeed. Um, so now I got to piecemeal Brother L Bigfoot's content. So give me a second here. Give me a second here to cut and paste what the brothers saying. Let's see, you started right here. Okay. For me, I'm just thinking to myself, like, on one level, we know that the brother's not that bogus charges may be, but he's not in behind bars for some mischievous conduct. You understand? For some dumb stuff like drugs or 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 some mess like that. But something one that he's actually innocent of. That's the one thing, and two, um, something that was actually, this brother was actually about something honorable, something that's respectable. You understand? So these are just some things to consider. Let's see here. Yeah, indeed. And by the way, oh Bigfoot, I don't know if you had the chance, but I talked about in one of my lives, my earlier lives on this channel, the destruction of black civilization. That was one of the books that the brother was building on. In fact, that was the last thing he was building on before they had arrested the brother. He was building on the destruction of black civilization by Chancellor Williams. So I'm going to echo and recommend you to check that book out as well. You can download it as a PDF. It's available as a PDF if you can hunt it down on your browser. Boom, let's do that. Give me a second here because I'm piecemealing brother Bigfoot's comments here. I know how it feels to be on the phone and you're just like putting a few lines at a time, trying to get them little letters on that screen. It frustrates me sometimes because it's always like another letter next to it, or then I got to go back and delete, and then it won't autocorrect, or if it does autocorrect, it autocorrects words that shouldn't be autocorrect. And it's just madness. These not so smart phones that we got going on. And in fact, if you guys hang around I don't know if I could do it on this live or not, but I'm going to have eventually. I might have it later on another live. There's some flicks that I've been watching that really have you thinking, because I when I watch stuff, I don't just watch it just for entertainment purposes. I'm watching it, to kind of get a scope of what's out there, what minds are putting out there, to be visualized, if you would. And I'm wondering, well, why? What are you trying to say? What is your message? Let's see here. Give me a second here. Boom. Let's see. You got a lot of little. There we go. Okay, so I got him in. I got you in. Yeah, they're trying to break him down, but that's why stuff like this is important, because when you know that there's people out there on the other side of the fence that believe in what you're doing, you understand? It keeps your spirit alive. You understand? It makes you not want to give up, because you know that, look, there's folks out here depending on what I'm doing. You understand? So I've got to keep on my own square. Like I said, when I see I'm seeing a human being. So I'm projecting an ideal, condition of what a human being might be thinking or feeling or going through. Like, dang, I did this, that, and the other, and ain't nobody show up for me. Or, dang, these are the ones that showed up for me. So I gotta show some love for these ones right here, because they've been my supporters since day one, or they've been my supporters when I was at my low. You understand? Stuff like that. So, that's just what I'm thinking. Look at it from a humanistic perspective, and that'll give you a better scope, especially if you are a person of that has empathy, that has like moral values. Some people, if it's only about themselves, they don't care what anyone else goes through, because it ain't them. Why is it okay? I'll just do this. Never mind. I wanted to line that up because I don't like things being. I'll just do this and I'll fix that later. Never mind how it looks right now. I'm gonna fix and line all this stuff up later. I'll even make the letters. The letters will be bigger when it's all said and done. So that's what we have so far, family. Coming together, letters coming together. We need to do all we can do for this brother that stood up for us as Black people. Yes, that's. I mean, and really, that's all we can do at this given time. Because here's the thing, and this is something that flies in the face of their injustice, right? Is nobody's ever been encouraged to do anything hostile, volatile, nothing like that. And you see how people are responding. I'm talking about the supporters. We're responding in a peaceful way. Nobody's flipping the script. Nobody's bouncing on their head, going out there, busting up windows and stuff. Nobody's doing nothing like that. We're here talking about, hey, let's try to make the situation, as endurable as possible while the brother's waiting for this appeal, and so on and so on. And let's show our support. Peaceful stuff. These are peaceful actions. Sometimes there's a saying, a person by their fruits. If this person was some foul person, why aren't we all going crazy right now? Why aren't we all tearing down the Empire State Building or something like that? No, we're not doing that, because that's not what we're on. That's what they're trying to paint us as being on. That's the image they're trying to paint on this brother. If you hear how the media has talked about this brother, it's clear that they're on some shenanigans. It's clear that they're on some shenanigans, and that they've got an agenda behind all this. That's what's clear. Why are you saying these lies about this brother? Why are you trying to paint this narrative about this brother that is not true? Where did you get this from? And since we know that you're telling lies, what's really going on? What is really your angle? You got to think all them people that had something to speak against. They literally, all those people who had something to speak against the brother literally had to invent lies. They literally invented lies. I mean, it's a part of their soul at the end of the day. And some of them know they're condemned already anyway. They know they're eternally condemned. There's no rescue mission for any of them. So they're trying to get their punches in while they can. But respite is what we call that. Respite. They've got a moment of respite before they know they got to face what they got to face. So they're trying to jab us anywhere they can. But those that act like they don't know, the folks that act like they don't know what's going on, I'm just saying, look at the bigger picture. You understand? Leave these YouTube commentators that don't have a clue alone, because in many cases, most of the people who've fallen into doubt and suspicion, they've been listening to these channels where folks they've never even met the brother. They have nothing of substance but opinions and conjecture. And if you hop on a bandwagon like that, how are you ever going to get anywhere in a sound way? How are you ever going to be able to reason when your way of moving is building on conjecture and manipulation, slanderous opinions and things like that? You don't see this on ground level. When you get down on ground level and actually, be amongst like minds, you don't get the same thing. All I'm saying is look at the fruit. If this brother was like anything these folks have been saying, again, why aren't we maniacs? Why aren't we like somebody, propagating further some type of the shenanigans that they're claiming that the brother is about? Why isn't that coming through any of us? Why isn't that something that any of us are manifesting if that was the case? The fruits. Why aren't the fruits bearing the outcomes that these people have been slandering about? Listen to Shalom's spiritual rising. Yeah, I mean, you got folks coming out. I mean, it's surprising. As soon as this brother, the situation, turned out like it did, you got all these folks coming out with something to say. You understand? Something to say. And if you hear what people say that don't really understand what's going on or don't really have a perspective, is not on the same page. It's just stuff, it's like they're using this as a wheel to, I don't know, maybe further whatever aims they're on, or to continue being a cog or a wrench in the mechanics, to try to halt or hinder in some way. And then makes you wonder, well, whose side are you on really? Systemic racism, the deck is always stacked against us in the court of law. Yeah. Yes, indeed. By design. I'm going to, okay, all right. I'll check it out. I'll check it out when you send it. So don't worry. Take your time. Let it come. Let it pour out like rain. Because that's what I do. I did that little bit right there. But if I really, sat down and took the time, and I'd probably have a lot more to what I put there. But I wanted to do this and give an example so that I could motivate other people to participate and add your content to this community letter. This is a community letter. And while we're at it, let me just remind you real quick. I'm going to bring it back to the screen here shortly, but I want to go to this GoFundMe page, because this is something that people are really driving in when it comes to showing support. So let's see here. This is the GoFundMe, and some of us, what I encourage is to do what you can do. Some of us are the little people. We don't really have it like that. You understand? But we're doing what we can. We'll drive miles for the cause. You understand? To the last dime, so to speak. and do what we can to stand up for our people, and even though we ourselves may be at the struggling end of the battle, but that's because it's something you believe in. That's something you really inside, something, a cause, a concept, an idea that you believe in, and you move in that direction. You understand? By any means necessary. So I just wanted to, bring this page up again one more time at least, so that way we keep that on your mind. And if you aren't able, maybe you know someone who is, so you can just pass this around, which brings me to remember. I'll just put it down here. To make sure you show, your like, share, subscribe. You understand? Like, share, and subscribe. And that'll be much appreciated, because that'll help get this particular live out there, and more people get it on more people's minds as something to consider. I like to see, myself as the voice of the little people. You understand? Meaning the people who may not be in the popular or the trending, and nobody even knows we exist on this planet. But when there's enough of us speaking together, then our voice then we end up being a louder voice. When there's enough little people, when you get enough little people speaking in unison, you get a louder voice. Because after all, when a person stands up for justice, the people who are the idea is for the people to benefit the most out of it are the little people. If the little people suffer, and yet all the elites and the top dogs are all benefiting, then that wasn't a fight worth fighting. But if the struggle ends up where it benefits the little people, you're doing the good fight. You're doing a good fight when the little people, when the unknowns, the strangers, the ones that get looked over and whatnot, when they end up benefiting and end up standing up. You understand? It makes me think of some of the biblical stories where Messiah Yeshua was walking through, and you got some of the people, the little people, as I would say. There was one person who he touched, and it was the conviction, the faith of that person that healed him. He told him to stand up, pick up your mat, and walk, right? Understand the effects. You understand? These are the people that understand the metaphor, the symbolism through all that. The people we're downtrodden. So we're at the bottom of the what do you want to call it, the food chain, if you would, the bottom floor level, where nobody even knows, because people are too arrogant to notice us there, and yet enlightened ones notice you there. They notice you before they notice anyone else. Like, hey, I see you right there. Pick up your mat and walk. I notice. And the next thing you know, it might be that very person that makes all the difference. That might be the very person that ends up being someone functional. I thought I had it pinned. Let me pin it real quick. Someone functional that makes all the difference in your effort towards success. So I'm going to pin it. Let's see here. That's not what I want to do. Let's go here. Oh, I got to do it this way. One second. I'm going to pin that email in just a second. Right there. Boom. Pinned. All right. You should see it pinned now. If you refresh or whatever you got to do, you should see that email pinned. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do to continue this on, because I want to keep this live going on just a little bit longer, to give folks an opportunity to speak their mind, spread their message, share their words of motivation to the brother. And by the way, Soul Journey of Life is the name of the platform, but you can call me Questman or Abdul Wadud, but sometimes people have a hard time saying Abdul Wadud. So I just say you can call me Questman. Here, I'll type it in again, but I did pin it. But hold on a second. And by the way, souljourneyoflife.org is also the name of our social media website. So I encourage, if you haven't already, to join. You understand? That's our own platform, our own conscious social media platform. There we go. Boom. So there it is again. If you don't see it pinned, I don't know what devices you're using to watch any of this, but there it is. Now let me go back to the letter, to the missive. All right. In addition to that, if you're feeling froggy, here's a link so you can hop on in to this live. That should be able to get you into this live right there and speak your mind. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's the email. And if you took off just the Light Dome and @ then you have the website. So the website is souljourneyoflife.org. The email is the Light Dome @ souljourneyoflife.org. Like that. All right. So far, this is what our letter sounds like. Again, never mind this right here. That's going to have the going to address and all that type of stuff will be right there under from the community of supporters. Peace and blessings, Brother Grandmaster Jay. With great respect and honor on behalf of the community, I pray this letter reaches you in the best of health, mind, body, and soul. This letter is intended to communicate to you words expressed by supporters, those who appreciate what you have done and stood up for in the Black community. You were the weapon who stood up, and I want to put that like this. Stood up in the face of injustice when justice failed the likes of Ahmaud Arbery, George, and Breonna. And I might be spelling that Breonna wrong, but I'll look those spellings up. Now we must be the weapon standing up in support after the injustice which has befallen you. Then, words of honor spoken when injustice has failed you. What does that tell you of how the world can derail you? I'm going to put this attempt to, because it hasn't been derailed. They're attempting to derail you, But in a spiritual sense, he won't be derailed so long as he remains steadfast. You understand, and remain strong. And then whatever trials and tests they put in front of him won't even matter. If his spiritual standing is proper. Don't despair, however. Soldiers rise up out the aftermath, a master path for a chosen to move to the head of the class. A divine laugh makes you rain in a wave. Foes envy, they miss you empty when they grab at a soul that can't be sold. When we walk the path, it glows. Shalom to all those that know we are one body, hearts on cold. Hold on here. They have no problem telling a lie. When it comes to us, they can smile. You memo what you said, Questman. We are not the same type of people. Yes, indeed. And what he's talking about there, what Brother Gary's talking about, is, I had a live, and you can look this up. I had a live just going over some of the details of how we're genetically not the same originally. You understand? And that's showing. You understand? The differences, our differences in today's time is showing. I know some people want us all to can't we all just get along? But it's hard to get along. That's like asking a zebra and a lion to get along. You understand? Can we all they're not going to get along. The ant, the black hen and the red ant don't get along. When they see each other, they start fighting because they know they're opponents. You understand? Bees and other certain things just they're by nature, they're opposed. And the thing about dealing with the truth of existence, you have to understand that nothing on this planet exists without a natural opponent. You know, one of the greatest deceptions that you could ever get is the Satan making you believe that the Satan isn't your enemy, convincing you that the Satan is not your enemy, that we're just all brothers, let's just all get along. And through that, he tricks you and deceives you and keeps on conquering you and defeating you because you don't want to acknowledge that, hey, this is your enemy. Plain and simple. You see? Look at how you are. You can't even speak your own language because your enemy has kept you enslaved mentally, spiritually, physically. Those of us who are waking up, we're breaking out of the spiritual enslavement, breaking out of even some aspects of the physical enslavement. Some of us are still mentally enslaved. You understand? Still thinking that, maybe there's a way. No, how's there ever going to be a way for you to dance with a devil and think that's going to work out? It's never going to work out. Then we have Free GMJ. We are here for you, my brother. God's going to have the final say. Yes, indeed. Much love, my brother. That's Michelle. Then we have He stood up for us, black people. That is what they do to an agent. Can't believe. Let me put that there because I think I gotta put a space because I want to make sure that I'm not blending everything together. Oh, yeah. Can't believe some of the things we did and said. He woke so many up. That's the reason he had to be silent. America at his best. Like I have always said, same playbook, different characters. J. Edgar Hoover. Let me right here. That way. It looked like it was one paragraph going like that. It's a G. So then it says, please know that you are not alone. Many of us stand with you. The divine source has a greater plan for you, and we thank you for standing up for us, your people. Take comfort in knowing that the universe is teaching us something, even our haters. We will take the lesson learned and move into our future. The UBKN is divine's will, and no one can stop it from happening. We send you love, strength, and healing. Thanks for your courage. Stay strong. In the end, you will prevail. And then finally, so far, I want GMJ to know how much he has inspired me to think outside the matrix, taught me our story, taught me about how to set differences aside. We, not me. Let me put a space there. NFAC, UBKN makes me proud, 100%. 100. Alt taught, I got a T there. There we go. Taught me how to pull up properly. Most importantly, GMJ taught me about the Most High. All praise to the Most High. Yes, indeed. So salute to all those who've added comment thus far. And I see 19 on the viewer count here. So I encourage all those who are obviously just showing up or whatnot to, drop a few lines to add to this missive. This is a community letter collaboration effort. We've got to do for our own people. If you're looking for help somewhere, we got to do for our own. Even these attorneys. And that's why you see the GoFundMe put out on this live, because even these attorneys, they need some money. So, and who else is going to get it? Who else is going to make that happen? You think that those people that supported the brother, not the brother, but supported that guy, the white boy that shot up the church, you think they're going to, drop some GoFundMe money? You think that the people, that the man, the white boy that shot up the shopping center, You think those people that are support him are gonna, pass us a few dollars on this GoFundMe? You think that the idiot that shot up the children in the school, you think whoever's supporting that idiot is going to show us some go? No, they're not. The only people that are going to show, and these people actually committed crimes. Just FYI, these people committed heinous crimes. They should be completely obliterated, completely destroyed. But here you have a person who stood up and taught people how to encourage people and woke up people to courage and bravery and law-abidingness, to be honest with you, true patriotism in its finest. And yet he's being painted as a criminal. He's being painted as a criminal. So where do you think you're going to get? Where do you think he's going to get his support from? Where do you think it's going to happen? You understand? It's going to come from his own people. I'm going to look at the email because somebody said they sent something here. And make sure you spelled it right. I hope you spelled it right because I don't see an email yet. But let me refresh. I don't see it yet. You might want to check your spelling because I don't see. Yeah, I'll check here in just a second. Yaya's kids. I tell you, this is a strong sister right here. There's a smile to see someone like this sister because you see a person like that and she puts a smile on your face. Because there's a lot of spiritual energy. It's like everybody. It's like if you're in a room and everybody's all occupied and this and that and this other. You look over at this sister and she's got like a mode that she's on. You understand? A strong mode. I don't know how to explain it, but it's very motivating because it's like, well, what's everybody doing? What's Yaya's kids doing? What's going on over there? And you see her in the spiritual zone lane. Yes, indeed. Salute, peace, and blessing. I'm gonna check this email again. Sometimes emails take a little time to get to where they're going, but I don't see it as of yet. So make sure that that the email that you sent it to matches what you see here. So that way it gets to the proper place. Because right now I have not received the email as of yet. Make sure the spelling is right. It can be a little tricky because sometimes people forget the Y or the O or the something and it ends up not going to where you wanted it to go. So those coming in, just to remind you again, we're adding our 2 cents to this letter. We're adding our, our little, what we got to say, our voice to this letter to be sent to Brother Grandmaster Jay. And mind you, if you are writing a letter that might not be a part of this one, to make sure that you put in the on the envelope or whatnot to John Fitzgerald Johnson. You understand? Because that's the legal name that they're going to go by in their court system. If you put to Grandmaster Jay in the address, it won't get to him because that's not the legal name. So that's just an FYI for you. But yeah, we got to understand, these are the types of things they want us to tuck our tails under. They want us to, I bet you that all those people that was sitting on that that up there, they were probably all expecting some type of hostility. You understand? What is that now? Let's see. I see Gary. What are you saying? An agent? What do you mean by that? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Did I miss something in the commentary? Break that down for me, brother. Break that down. We have what was I saying? I just lost my train of thought, just like that. Anyway, that they were expecting, because when you portray a person or people a certain way, and folks only have that to go by, that image to go by. When they see you, they likely be whatever, petrified even. You know what I'm saying? Whatever negative feelings you can think of, imagine there's somebody in the room and you're told they're a demon, they're a devil, they're everything else, everything under the sun other than good. And this is all you have to go by. You don't have anything else to go by, especially if you're a gullible person. And then somehow you find that you have to go into that room to deal with that person. What do you think? How do you think the person's going to react? You're gonna think that, hey, all the stuff I heard and that was told, that's what I'm going to see going into this room. And so imagine how that's going to affect your opinions about the person if you don't have a mind of reason. If you have a mind of reason, you're going to hear what's been said. You're going to say, okay, I'm going to take that into consideration, but let me, do some fact finding for myself, and then go into the room and then work with what I have. Because that's exactly what they're doing to us right now. They're painting an ugly, ugly picture about the brother, about the NFAC as an organization. They're trying to paint the ugliest picture that they can to demonize the brother and anybody associated. You understand? And the brother, gave sound warning. Look, they're dealing with him in this way. What do you think they're going to do with anybody, any would-be supporter, any would-be ally, friend? You understand what I'm saying? When they're trying hard to paint this ugly, ugly picture. If you want to understand how a place like Tulsa, Oklahoma was destroyed, here is an example of how it gets done. You want to destroy a population of people and make it feel like it was justified, you have to paint them ugly. You've got to paint them out to be devils and demons, thugs. Because when you do that, then any would-be supporter, you understand, looking in from the outside, they're now canceled because they've been washed into believing that you are something other than what you are. You understand? So we have to be mindful. Okay, I got something else to add to the GMJ letter here. So we have to be mindful of the gimmick. Hold on, let's go back. I got a piece of our format. There we go. We got to be mindful of the gimmick. All right, that's much appreciated. Salute to the sister there. All right, yeah. That's how you can do. If you want to understand how it's genocide, no matter how you look at it. What happened in Tulsa? What happened in Philadelphia and all these places? This is genocide. These are human rights violations to this day. What's happening right now, the brutality and all that, human rights violations. All these things are illegal in their own system. The UN charters and whatnot. It's all illegal. Human rights violations. If anybody should be being charged with human rights violations, with things of that nature, it's right here. Right here. Why go anywhere else? Why go to Afghanistan, to Iraq, to Syria or wherever when you got the crime going on right here in living color, right here? That's where the cameras need to be looking at. It should be right there, just every day, just a constant look. This is what's happening right here. Yeah, they definitely hate an educated, intelligent, and I will say to you, that was what was demonstrated during that when the brother took the stand. All the stuff that they were trying to say about the brother prior to that flew out the window. And so when they came back, they had to pull more tricks out the bag because the brother came strong. I'm just letting you know, when the brother took the stand, he came strong, and left no room for doubt that the brother is educated, intelligent, charismatic, strong black man. And all I can think in my mind is that statement that you see in the Malcolm X movie where the cop was like, "That's too much power for one man to have." So, man, encompassing all of these traits, oh man, we can't allow something like that to roam free in the streets. You can't allow that. You know, like I said, this is a no-brainer for anybody that understands, that anybody that ain't playing the fool out of this situation. Okay, let's check this email. So anybody that's not playing the fool out of this situation. Oh, let's see here. I might have to refresh the screen. All right, I did receive. So I'm going to add it now. And let me know if you want me to add it right now. Because if I add it now, it'll be visible. Or if you want me to add it later. So let me know, because that's the whole catch behind the sending it as an email. Gives you the opportunity to keep it private, and then I add it after the live is done, and that way it's, you know, something that's you know, special to you or private or whatnot. So if you want me to post it, Sister Michelle, let me know. Let me know. Yeah. So we gotta understand how this stuff works, and being the type of people we are by nature, we you know, it's natural to follow the path of least resistance in a situation. And you see, we've been doing that every time some brutality happens. What do we want to do? You know, there's a party of us, a group of us that want to take the low road and pray and hold hands and be forgiving and things like that. But inside of any real hearts, soldier hearts, you know, we want to do something about the situation that puts it to an end. But all the same, you know, the thing about a species of being is that what is instinctive is what you do naturally, you understand, as a collective. It's like all of us would respond to a circumstance in this common way if push came to shove. If nothing was hindering us or causing us to deter from our natural course of action. And so that's what you see happening. Some of us are responding this way, you know, this passive way by intelligence, but some are responding out of a sense of fear. You understand? Fearing an outcome that could come their way. And you may not realize it, but that's a tactic. That's a strategy to instill into your hearts and minds fear. Because when you're afraid, that's half of the battle won, because you won't be responsive. You won't respond in a way that you should, or in a way that would be what the circumstances warranted. You won't respond that way. And let's see, I did get the email, sister, but the question I'm asking you is, do you want me to post it now or after this live? So that's the question I'm waiting for you to answer. Do you want me to post it now or after the live? I have it. I've already selected it, copied it. I'll paste it right here as soon as I get that response. So yeah, that's a war tactic. You know, the first thing you want to do, you know, is make the people afraid to respond in any common sense way. The other thing you want to do is to confuse the people. You understand? When you confuse the people, they don't know what's going on, because they're confused. The information is distorted. And then any would-be proponents in favor of unified efforts, well, these people, you've got to destroy their character, you've got to belittle them, you've got to shame them, you've got to lock them up, you've got to even kill them, take them out. Because these are the type of people that would wake you up with what's going on and remove the confusion, right? So you don't want them in the way, because that's a hassle when you're trying to further your conquering of a people. You know, understand, when you're trying to further enslave them. Let's see here. Yeah, because that, if they did that, that would make the matter so plain. See, what if you've been paying attention throughout the years, they want people to believe that they're justice, that they're justified in what they do, because we're criminals, we're bad, we're terrible folks. So when they've made this verdict, when they've made this judgment, it was justified. And wa alaikum salam. Okay, I'll look for that after the live, inshallah, dear sister. So they won't move if when they want that, because of course you've got some people on the ground level who do some of the dirty work. You understand? And do some will strap a badge on them and do some of the dirty work that way too. But as a system, you've got to have a sense of authority that you can appreciate. So you don't want to dirty your hands. So you want to move somebody out the picture in a just way, where you've got to give the appearance of some crime happening, even where there was none. So then, when you apprehend the opponent or the obstacle that's in your way, you do it without any guilt or without any shame, because it's been justified. We did it through the legal court system. We did it this way. You lost, we won. We're justified. You understand? There's 12 people. They all unanimously agreed that such and such is justified. In reality, a crime has happened, called a lie, called a deception, called corruption. So let's see here. So I'm waiting for Sister Michelle to let me know whether you want me to post this now or later. And in addition, I'm also looking at, let's see, hey. So I take it, Doug, that's what you want to add to this. All right. So let's go ahead and put this comment there. There we go. Yeah, just, the main thing that we need to be doing as we're standing up, out here on this side of the fence, is remaining awake and remaining alert, paying attention to details, so you know how to move and behave properly, because they're trying hard. It's hard to paint a picture. It's hard to paint a people a demon when you're doing nothing demonic. It's hard to paint you evil when every time they see you, you're doing noble, honorable deeds. It's hard to do that. But if they can shake up our emotions, if they can shake us up and make us feel some kind of way, right? That's what they want. They want you to get out of character. They want you to get up off your square and to start acting like these BLM, scenes that we saw previously, where they're busting up windows, catching stuff on fire. They want us to act like that, because then they can immediately get the camera out, like, "Ha, we got you. This is what we wanted to see. This is what we wanted to show." That's why they kept on trying to tie supporters and members to these groups, to put it all in one little basket, so when they do something, when they behave in a certain way, see, it's all the same stuff. It's all them. It's all the same. But one of the things I appreciate out of the brother is he made a clear distinction. Like, no, we're not the same. And that's on record. That's on record. So they can play around however they want, but that's on record. Not the same. All right, here. Change it yet. Let's see here. Just looking through the commentary here. Yeah, they literally did that. They literally invented a rule right there on the spot. Literally, they fabricated a rule, twisted and bended and skewed a rule right there on the spot just to make it convenient for what they were trying to do. Right there on the spot. This is what they do. And yes, indeed, you're definitely right. Salute to Bones. The time to be effective is now. You understand? The time to be effective is now, and the clearest strategy of all strategies is to be true to what we know is true, because they want to portray us in some other, they want to portray black people in general as something else. And as long as we got communities that, I mean, just recently I was heavily disappointed by something. I was already disappointed at our response as a people to the outcome of what this brother went through. For me, I felt like the streets should have been packed with supporters. When you got Stone Mountain and Louisville and Lafayette and all the street, it should have been packed with supporters. But here, even locally, I had an example experience where, I went to take my son to an ice cream shop, right? A black-owned business. And you come in there and the window, everything's all shot up. And this was a respectable individual in the neighborhood who opened up the shop just recently. I had a plan to interview him, but he had gotten so busy or whatnot, so I never really got to interview him regarding his shop, barbershop and ice cream shop and beauty salon, right? And the whole reason was just on some hate stuff, just on some envy stuff. And I'm like, this is what we're doing to ourselves. We're sitting there doing stuff like this, but we won't take that same aggression and direct it to where it should be. We sit there and we want to protest and get out on the street and hold up banners when one of our people get shot or killed or brutalized by these folks. But that same energy is nowhere to be found. But when one of us open up a business or do anything successful or anything like that, the first line of hatred is not even coming from these folks. It's coming from our own people. So we got some house cleaning to do is what I'm saying. We got some serious house cleaning to do. Because I was looking at that, man. Oh, man, this is, and I even felt for the brother who owned the shop because, he put a lot into it. You know what I mean? Had it all nice, laid out, very, very nice, professional. You know what I mean? It looked like he was in somebody's suburb strip mall shops. That's how nice it was. And it still is. It's just now it's got holes in the window, and even the flat screen in the back has a bullet hole on the side. I'm like, wow, man, and that really sets a negative impression, because now who's going to want to go into an ice cream shop or a barber shop when somebody might repeat the same thing while they're there? See, that ruins black business ethics. That ruins the efforts of any type of black business success. Yeah, Sister Michelle, like I said, I received your email. I did receive it, But my question to you is, do you want me to post it now, or post it after the live? That's the question that I have for you, to Sister Michelle. Do you want me to post it now or post it after? Wa alaikum salam. Rahmatullah. Shalom, big brother boss man. Welcome. For those that are rolling in here now, we're just putting together a letter, a letter of appreciation, respect, a salute, if you would, to brother GMJ, to express, like I said, our appreciation, our, what you want, whatever positivity you want to express in this letter. All right, I got your notice, Michelle. I'm going to post it right now. This is the opportunity to do that as a collective. This is just a community. I got to copy it again. This is a community letter. To just show the reason why, I thought, I considered to do this way. It's just to show a unified support, a unified coming as a team on this one. Because like I said, sometimes it be these little things that make a big difference. It be these little things that make a big difference. All right. So I'm going to put some lines in here again so we can make some sense out of all this. There we go. And there. Yes, indeed. So if you want to be included in this, make sure you can drop a line through this commentary right here, or you can email me. The email, you see the email pinned, whatever your preference is, you can email. This is real, because this is happening, and I think that some of the opponents, the would-be opponents that don't know if their opponents are not fence straddlers, are in doubt, because these things are happening in real time. And it's just like that the idea that many people have when you hear them talk about the Messiah, the return of the Messiah is some far distant future idea that they like. It's not something that would ever happen in their own lifetime, but it's something far, 1,000 years from now, the Messiah is this is perception that some people have, that events could manifest right in our time, in our life, in our presence, amongst us, where we could clearly see it, where there's no doubt about the matter. Some of it, that's too hard for some people to chew. Why? Because some of us have grown so comfortable of this modern day enslavement. We've grown comfortable. We've grown to accept it. We've grown to even appreciate it. And someone will rise up in defense of it. Like, what do you mean? I'm eating good. I'm living good. You know what I'm saying? Why you want to take this from me? Get your hand out my pocket type mentality. You understand? Yes, indeed. Peace and blessings. So that's what you're seeing. That's what you're seeing. Let's see here. So the letters looking very nice so far. But I'm looking at this live count here. It says 26, but I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then of course my own comments. So that's 6 comments. So that's 20 people out of the 26 people who've commented. And I don't expect everybody. Some people, they say it in their heart. It's they've got the missive within. But how can the brother know what your missive is until you bring it out, until you put it out? And like I said, if you don't want to put the commentary on here, you can email me and I'll put the comment. I'll post it after the live, so that way it remains, in that fashion. It won't be presented live. Okay. Give me a second here. I'm just kind of going through stuff here. All right. So how do you submit? You could do one or two things. You could post it right here in the commentary, and I'll just paste it there, copy and paste, or you can email me. And the email, I don't know what device you're using, but you should see the email pinned up. I'll just put it here again, just in case you might be using a device. You might be using an Apple, an iPhone, or something. No, I'm just joking. I ain't trying to hate her. I had a rough experience with the Apple company when it comes to I had an app. I've got an app. Soul Journey Life has an app, but Apple was giving me a hard time once they realized the quality of black content that I am in favor of when it comes to the Soul Journey of Life platform. They was like, oh no, you've got to have these certain. I'm like, well, nobody's saying anything that violates those things. It's just you don't like what's being said. So that's that. And I haven't had that problem when it comes to the Google Play Store. But I'm thinking to tap out with the app anyway. So your best bet when it comes to Soul Journey of Life is going to be just opening your browser and going to souljourneyoflife.org. Let's give you the email here. Give me a second here. I'll put the email back in case you guys aren't seeing it for whatever the reason. And this email, so you can send. If you want to send it through the commentary, this live feed, you could copy and paste there. The only thing is that the live feed only allows you so many words. Like I think like what is it? Maybe 500 words or something like that. I can't remember. But if you have more to say, more that you want to express, it'd be better to just send this email. And there's the email right there. Thelightdome at souljourneyoflife.org. And souljourneyoflife.org is the name of the website. All right, here we go. I got cables and stuff going on here. I'm a tech, so I've always got like cables and headphones and video game controllers and stuff like this. I've got this. It's just it gets mad sometimes if I'm not careful. It gets mad. It gets mad over here. So that's what's going on, family. Let me show you the screen one more time, since I've got you guys looking at the screen right now, of what you want to take in consideration if you are about that cause. If you're really about that cause, then let's take a look at some of these screenshots right here. Starting off with this one right here. And hold on, let's see. Can I? Well, we'll just show that. I was going to try to go back and put the sound on, but y'all can go to that website, the GoFundMe, and y'all can play that back for yourselves. But there it is. Looks like 30 people have just donated recently. So salute to all those who are bringing up the numbers. And let's see. Let's go to this one. Let's go to the next thing. So, if you're wanting to write a personal letter to Brother Grandmaster Jay, not associated with this letter, this is where this is what you want to do. You want to go to this screen that I'm about to share here shortly. This is the details you want to have, and notice that when you write him, you want to use his legal name, because that's the way it's going to get to him. And like I said, the key thing is make sure you're speaking respectful and not saying anything volatile or something that you don't need to be saying in this type of circumstance. But just respectful. Just check in on a brother. Also, we see that there's a number there. There's a website there. There's another website that they've got going around. It's inmate something. And if you know about it, you can put it in the commentary, but I don't have the link here. But that also is a site to help in some kind of way the situation. So also there's this page. And this has a phone number on it as well. Let's see here. And people are saying to, contact this number, to ask about the health and well-being of Brother Grandmaster Jay. So that's the number there. And remember, use his legal name when inquiring. And this is for those that know, those that have been keeping it real all along anyway. It's almost like an insane humor when I look at the detractors and whatnot speak, and knowing that they've never made one effort to like draw any factual information. Like if ever there was a time for any detractors to have a smoking gun, it would have been right there at the trial when you're on the stand, when you've got to speak the truth because you're under oath, and anything that you say could be spun against you, used against you. That would have been the time for any detractors to be there. But the thing is, their illusionary or their deception would have been exposed, because the thing, like I said, the brother was solid, sitting there up there on the stand. Everybody that was observing, friends, foes, whoever, that's what they got to see. They didn't see a coward. They didn't see someone soften up and get pushed around and joked around and manipulated. They saw, even if there was attempts to play, how prosecutors would like to jump around and play word games. They couldn't get that off. Couldn't get that. Tried as much as you want. Couldn't get it off. Yes, indeed. All right, we'll put it now. We'll let him know now. We're gonna put all I'm doing is adding what you're saying to the missive right here. Let him know now. All right. I'll check here shortly, Sister Rochelle. But yeah, that's the thing. They. I mean, when you got somebody that's a joker, you understand, you will expose a joker because they've got stuff to hide. They've got a lie that they're trying to follow up with. But when you are solid on your truth, when you're solid about what you stand on, and when you're solid about what you've been about, you can always remain consistent. You understand? There's no way to find something out of that, because you have raw truth material to source from, and that's what the brother was able to tap into. His presidency, his achievements, all these different things, because they're real, they're authentic, they're truthful events in his life, truthful events. So any detractor, any naysayer that's ever been, they would have had a hard time. But that's what I'm saying. If ever there was a time for you to get to the bottom of whatever you think scheme is going on here, that would have been the time for you to validate whatever your position, whatever your claims are. But no, notice that not one detractor, not one naysayer was present. Not one, anybody. So that's what I'm saying. All these people who are yapping now on these naysayer platforms, they're bogus. You need to recognize that they're bogus. That they mean the black community no no goodwill. You understand? All these ill platforms, they mean the black community no will, and it's my opinion that they are the agents, and that they're playing along with the song of the system. That they're in agreement, that they're in sync, supporting in some form or fashion. You understand? You got to understand that some platforms, they get certain types of support, and sometimes you get certain support that goes up, and they're anonymous, or you don't know who all these YouTubers are. You understand? So just because some of these agent platforms, naysayer platforms, got big followers and big supporters, you don't know who those supporters are. You don't know who's bolstering their egos because, hey, they're saying the stuff that we can use to keep the black nation divided. So let's add our support to these platforms to make them feel more confident in their illusions and lies. That's what's going on. You may not, and I know that from being in the hip hop game. I understand that one of the things that we grew up with knowing is that a lot of mainstream artists, a lot of people in the mainstream end up getting bought off by big courts, big companies. They get bought off. So if you wanted to hear any real lyrics, like anything authentic, anything that was just gutter real, you had to go to the streets. You had to go to the underground sounds. You had to hear stuff from the underground. You had to go to some of these clubs that whose names you may not see in the mainstream, and hear some of the artists and whatnot performing in the most raw environments, where in some cases they might get more than booed if they were on some dumb stuff. Okay, here. Everybody keeps asking for the email. I thought I put the email in there. Scroll up. It's pinned to the chat. But here, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put it here in this description. The email's gonna be in the description in a matter of seconds. Yeah, that's why we had, when I grew up, that's why we had utmost respect for most of the cats that most of the sounds we would listen to would be underground sounds. You understand? Because we knew that the people that was on those mics, they moved by a different standard. They moved by a different standard, of operation when it comes to what they had to say on the mic. Even if you was just trying to rock the crowd, you understand? There'd just be certain things you could just hear, and you know that these people they was on some underground levels. And that's all we used to respect back in the days, man. That's all we used to respect. All right, I'm gonna check the email again, but check this email again. All right. I did receive from Brother Trey, Pop Trey, as you called on this YouTube. So I'll add yours and anyone else's here shortly, and anyone else's, because I want to make sure that the people who don't want theirs blasted on here aren't. So they'll be after the live. Yeah, the email is pinned to the top. So my question is, the celebrity world. Come on, man. That's a no-brainer right now. We know that many of these celebrities, they're paid in such a way that they're never going to support anything going on here because it will violate their contracts. It will violate. I mean, you see what's happening to Will Smith right now just for slapping a man. You understand? They're trying to strip everything from him. Now imagine if he was on some pro-activist stuff, some pro-black activist stuff. They would have been on him. I mean, and he may have been, and we just don't even know about it. That may have been the thing they were looking for to hem him up. paying back later. Sometimes you'll do something like what they did with what's the brother that was on America's Got Talent. I can't think of the brother's name, the comedian. Because as soon as he said some things, they've been on his back ever since. Nick Cannon. You know what I'm saying? I think he's sick or something now. But you saw how they belittled him. He was coming on some strong words. And they popped up on him and like, no. Now he didn't had to tuck his tail and he changed his whole tone up. I'm like, man, if what you said was authentic and true, what you stood on, stand up. Stand up with what, but nah, the one signing his check rose up on it, so to speak. Made him tuck his tail. That's what happens to celebrities. You understand? Only a chosen few out of them ever rise up to the occasion and say, okay, I'm going to speak my piece. I'm going to speak my mind, whether you like it or not. But they end up, if they're not strong enough, they end up being hemmed up in some kind of way. Mysteriously fall asleep, they die in their sleep, or somehow they end up mysteriously with an overdose or die in an elevator. I'm just saying that's what happens when folks start to, pay attention and think about their salvation. When you start thinking about the condition, the state of your soul, and things like this, it starts getting deep. Because you realize that you can be held to account, that you will be held to account. That this here isn't all there is to the picture, to the movie. This here isn't all there is to the scene, that there is accountability at the end of the day. And so when these people start getting hip to that and start waking up and you start hearing them say a few things, like Mike, you understand, they end up disappearing. They end up coming up missing or mysteriously dying. Oh man, they're not going to ever people aren't ever going to let Will Smith alone after that one. Anyway, let's see here. Yeah, celebrities are controlled opposition. Definitely, that's the thing you got to understand. That's why, like I said, I remember back in the days, one of the things, many of the underground artists had a hard time doing was getting on certain mainstream radios. And there'd been some in New York that would, push the music, but it would be very few. And then some of those ended up getting attacked and just a lot of legal stuff started happening to try to make it so that they couldn't push underground music. And then what some of us would do is we would end up forming a collective. We would all get up on mixtapes. You end up getting a mixtape. You know what a cassette tape is, right? You know what a cassette tape is, right? I don't know. Maybe some of you guys might not know what a cassette tape is. So I got to translate that for you. That was the let me quit. That was the platform for music in our days. We would all come together and be like, if you had a good mixer, it'd mix the music in and it'd go from one artist to the next. Real, just authentic music. Some people with skills you ain't heard of it in the mainstream. You think some of these guys, are on some talent. No, man, no. I'm trying to tell you, you got to go back to some of those mixtapes. That's what we used to do. You'd see the smoke haze in the room. There'd be mixtapes playing. There's a mic hanging in the room, just in case anybody feels some kind of way. And the only thing that's showing up on the screen, on the TV screen, the old TV screen, because we didn't have the flat screens just yet. The only thing you would see playing would be some animation, some Japanimation or something, some flicks or something going on. Either some Japanimation flicks or some kung fu flicks or just some old school flicks or something. Clockwork Orange stuff like that playing, and we just sitting there. Somebody's on your lap. What's your name? I don't know. That was that was in those days. That was in those days. You get wise, you get smarter, you improve, you get more enlightened, and start moving. Pulling yourself together. But if anything, you just knew that the people had real content. And that's one of the things that I respect out of this brother is that, he had the language, the voice of keeping it real. And that's what many of us on ground level connect with. Like, wait a minute, I know that language, I know that voice. You understand? We don't hear that voice too much in the mainstream, but I know that voice right there. So what's he talking about? You know what I mean? What's he pushing? And when you end up looking into it, like, okay, all right, this is that's keeping it real. That's what I'm saying. Let me explain this to you. For those that think that a Messiah would be like a goody two-shoe floating on cloud nine, descending on like some type of rosy a carpet of clouds or something. There's a difference between being good and righteous. Goodness and righteousness aren't the same thing. You can think you're doing something good and mean perfectly well, and be promoting or exercising wickedness. For example, if a righteous person is taught they're to move on knowledge, on facts, on wisdom, right? Goodness doesn't imply that. Let's say a person is injured. You see somebody they get hit by a car. They're out there flat on their back. A good person who doesn't have knowledge might rush out there thinking, "Oh, I'm going to help them. I've got to help." And they lift him up and try to ask them, "Are you okay? Is everything all right?" And they're looking, and the person's like, "Oh," and then lifting him up. Whatever broken ribs were there, whatever broken columns were there, neck was broken. Now he's even worse. A rib might have been moved and punctured his lung now because you don't know what the heck you're doing. You meant well, but you didn't do well. And why didn't you do well? Because you don't know well to do. You're not a professional in this. You don't have the qualifications of what to do appropriately in this situation. That was you doing good. You wanted to do good. It's not enough. If you are righteous, meaning you move in the right way at the right time for the right reason with the right tools, righteous, right and exact, you would. I don't know how to deal with the situation. What I do know is these people right here that roll in this ambulance, they know what to do in this situation. So let me go ahead and call them up. You understand? Or if you knew somebody that was professional in the neighborhood that had a better know-how than you do, we're taught to go to those who know if you do not know. That's what we're taught. So that's the way of the righteous. I'm saying that for this reason. If you want to explore whether or not a person is on a path of righteousness, you need to look to see if they're doing the right thing or not, if they're making the right moves or not. Last I checked, the boots in the ground was a lawful act. It was legal, a legal militia, law-abiding militia, followed the laws of the land. Nobody was looking to break any rules. And even when something accidental happened at one time, they followed the rules. They didn't protest or go against it or rise up. No, brother. They went with the rules. Sounds right to me, right? Righteous. So, and this is what this brother was about. So I'm asking you, was this brother a wicked brother or a righteous brother? You understand? Brother has his personality, things like that. That's one thing. Like I said, this is about whether or not this was righteous or unrighteous, not good or bad. You understand? Like I said, you'll find people who are just bad as it comes. But for some reason, when it comes to dealing with others, they're always doing the right thing. You understand? I know people in around the way. I know folks. They might not be doing the things that I would encourage, but when it comes to how they demonstrate respect, they operate on code. They don't say something they ain't got no business talking about. You understand? And to the people they ain't got no business talking to it about. You understand? And if I'm talking to somebody and they tell me like, hey, I don't dig in. I mind my business. Like, okay, that's what it is. Because they're operating on code, and you got to operate on code too. You got to know how to operate on code, and that is righteousness. That's righteousness. And it may not always be pretty. It may not always be pretty. You can comb through the Bible and Quran, whatever you want, even the Vedic, and find acts of righteousness that weren't always pretty. A whole city turned upside down because they were on some perverted stuff. That if you could, when you hear the story, it might not sound but think about what's happened. You got a whole city annihilated. That's blood and guts everywhere. Turned into salt, turned in just completely petrified. Right? Then what do you have? But that was righteous, though. That's what I'm saying. This is why these tender-hearted folks have a hard time. These tender-hearted folks, like, oh, why did it have to happen like that? Because that was the right thing to do. They needed to be checked, and they got checked. Period. Bottom line, and this is how it got done. We ain't playing any game. You knew what you was doing was wrong. You knew what you was doing was off square. So this is how we come at you. Boom. All of y'all ain't trying to listen. We done sent you a prophet. We done sent the prophet Lot up to you, telling you what was right. We even allowed you to hear. You could have married his daughters, but nah, you didn't want to go that route. So what else we do? The whole town wants to be on some abominable, immoral practices. What do? Leave you hanging so you can spread your filth across the globe? Heck no. So we're going to go ahead and turn you all the way upside down. Righteousness. I'm not talking about, this isn't a flowery, pretty, rainful day all times. Lightning will strike you and you die. You understand? If you're the object of its target, you get struck and you can die. Is that wrong? No, it's just it's how the law works. It's how the law works. I'm trying to figure out. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, I remember this guy. I remember this one right here. Fish tank. Here we go again. He come back with some. He's trying to. Let's see here. What are we doing? This man is insane. This is what this guy does. Fish tank. Try to tell a little tadpole, a little goldfish. Looking for some fish food. No, I'm just trying to see. I'm gonna block him here shortly, perhaps. But it's some people, they reveal their ignorance just in what they say. I didn't even notice this guy was even this. Just to prove my point, I didn't even notice this guy was saying anything until someone that I respected called them out. I was like, what is the sister talking about? Yeah, come up with the negative stuff. Trolls. I mean, then listen and shut up. Why do you got to comment? Why do you know nobody's caring about what you got to say? That's, to me, that's a waste of time. You clearly, like the brother said, a troll. Probably a cop or something sitting there looking for something, a tidbit or something you can use. An agent. That's one thing we end up learning. All this is, agents have infiltrated. They're all through all this. So, anyway, yeah. But the thing is about comments is that we deal with intelligence here. This is, again, Soul Journey of Life is conscious Black social media, which one I'm not too sure. Because you're a Brooklyn gangster? I don't know about that. How are you Brooklyn? Oh, man. Now we're a gangster. Now we're a Brooklyn gangster. I mean, then if you're a gangster, then you know what it means to keep it real. You know what it means to, when the people stand up for something. But so far, all I'm hearing you say, you're in this chat talking the same yang you were talking the last time you were in this chat. So my concern right now is adding to this letter. So I'm not too concerned about what you're saying. So if you do mean well, if you're so much of a gangster, the gangsters that I know of, they're people, they've been respectful. They've shown, that they're on a code. You understand? They operate on code. And, most of them that I know are solid. That's just from what I've observed. I mean, I could be wrong, but you seem you got a lot more to say, tapping and typing on your keys there. And the last time when you were here, you were just rambling on about stuff that had nothing to do with anything we're talking about. Well, again, this is the conscious Black social media, so I'm not concerned about anything else. With all due respect, nothing against Italians, but this isn't the room for that right now. So you may find offense that our effort is to love our own, because I can't even appreciate you if I can't even appreciate myself. I can't even identify with you or speak in the same plane if I'm not able to do that with my own people. So yeah. Anyway, so that's how that goes. Let me carry on with what I was talking about. For me, that's more relevant than fish food or fish tanks. If I want to feed the fish, I got a pond in the backyard of my ghetto garden that I can feed the fish, because there's fish in there. There's fish in there. You can look at my IG photos and check it out. IG, by the way, is the Thelightdome. Let's see here. All right. So the letter's growing up a little bit. Yeah, I would just say I don't have no disrespect for people of other cultures, other ideologies, other perspectives. But the thing is, when you come onto someone's platform, you're injecting yourself into an existing conversation that may not be relevant to you. You understand? It may not be something that's substance to you. Here he goes. So I want this conversation to be kind of thorough. So I'm gonna do this for now. Maybe next time. Maybe next time I might entertain what you're doing, but not right now, because we got to get a letter put together. All right. So there's that. That's a D. So he's been sent off to detention. We sent him off to detention because I don't get into all that, but I just didn't feel like dealing with it, because it's just some people just go on and on about it, and it don't end. They just keep on, and I'm like, man, I'm trying to sit there, have a discussion relevant to what we're talking about. Typo there. I got some typos I had to fix. So anyway, family, it is what it is. We had to send him back to his fish tank. Anyway, these are the realities that we got to deal with, and that's why for me, it's interesting the life that I had to grow up in, because in my experiences, I always find something that's parallel, or that in ways is symbolic to the things that I'm seeing going on now. Just like I was using an example of the hip hop industry, the mainstream versus the underground, and it's the same thing here. Celebrities versus the regular people. Most of your real is going to be amongst the regular people, and that in an underground sense. You understand? You got to think of how many people were removed and motivated to put boots on the ground. The 5,000. You understand? How many of us is 46 million of us here anyway? So out of 46 million, 5,000, 6,000, or whatever, give or take, responded to the call. And then out of that, when things were going the way they went, 30, 40 or so ended up showing up in that courtroom. I'm saying accumulative because the date had kept shifting, so the showing up, was different. But in that courtroom, I think maybe there was about 30 of us or whatnot. I don't know the exact count. But and think about that though. Think about that. Think about and one of the things that's meaningful out of this is because it's those people that were there that are able to hold on to the true narrative. You understand? The more direct narrative, more than just, hearing it through the grapevine and stuff like that, but a direct, immediate narrative of what's going on. Because those type of situations, they could have easily done it without any public publicity. Imagine that. All that done with no publicity. But that there was publicity, we know if the media and some of these bogus YouTube platforms are saying something that's off or something that's not real. So yeah, we had to get rid of him. We had to get rid of that guy. So that's what's happening here. That's why actions like this letter, actions like donating to the GoFundMe is all relevant because many of us, we know that something real happened here. And that's why I was giving you that example or talking about righteousness because, many of us have been manipulated and deceived into a deceptive kind of righteousness. You understand? If you would, a white righteousness. And that's caused us to not really understand what righteousness really is. Even when you see movies portraying righteousness, you end up seeing something that's not entirely true. Righteousness could be a strong right hand upside someone's neck, twisting their head all the way right. All the way right. You understand? That could be righteousness. But you won't see that in some of these manipulative movies that make you think righteousness is tucking your tail. I can tell you one thing, righteousness is never synonymous with cowardice. There's patience, but don't confuse patience with passivity. Being passive, being docile is not the same thing as being patient. Bruce Lee, he can be patient while knowing that he can take you out. He can kick you behind. I'll be patient. I know I can do. I remember. I think it was Jackie Chan was like, I don't want to hurt you. He's sitting there waving ahead. He know he can beat these guys up, but he's letting them know I don't want to hurt you. I'm not worried about what you think you could do to me. I'm not trying to hurt you. That's righteousness. Stay in your hand. You understand? When you know you can do more, when you know what you're capable of, and still stay in your hand. If you realize that it's not necessary to move your hand, and moving your hand when you know you should. You understand? When you know that you should be responding accordingly. And here is a scenario to speak of that we should be responding. You understand? In the nature of the circumstances, in agreement with the nature of the circumstance. Like I said, the brother didn't tout anything volatile or he didn't encourage anybody to do anything law breaking. You understand? Against anything honorable, anything that's honorably done. Nothing like that. So, the way a person moves, it would be in that light. Those who are supporting this way, who are supporting this movement, this cause, it would be in that way. And so it's going to be disappointing to any enemy any way it goes because it will always remain something that's in the mindset of the person who was the inspiration for the movement. So if it's law abiding from the beginning, guess what it's going to be through to the end. law-abiding, legal. And they don't like that. They've got to find something. That's why they had to do this monkey wrench court case, this monkey court system like they did, because they needed to invent something, and they needed to get the environment to, manifest their fabrications. That's the only way you can get it off. You gotta get it where the words, if you can get the words in a certain order, make your lie believable. That's what they do. They're making their lie believable, so that these people who don't know you from John, Jacob, Jingleheimer, or Smith, they don't know you. All they know is what the sides are saying. And you can lie and know that you're lying because you're paid to tell these lies and get some bogus charges off. Yeah. The chosen, the elect, the righteous generation. Yeah. And think about this. Many of us have come through, and this is why I'm not as salty as I was some days before. Because for me, like I said, I just believe that our response to certain circumstances should be reflecting the gravity of the situations that we encounter in our life. And when we don't, I'm wondering, like, what is our issue? But then when you think about the fact that not everybody is going to make the grade, not everybody's going to pass the class, not everybody's going to get in. You understand? Not everybody's chosen. So when you understand that, when you take that on for size, then it's not too painful to chew the way that our people responded. We're ready to shoot up an ice cream shop, a black-owned business, ice cream shop / barbershop, ready to shoot that up, then stand up for our own people and defend our own people in the face of injustice, in the face of a brutal adversary. All this energy to hate on one another, to hate on our own, those that do. But no energy for the man. No energy to be directed there. Only protest, only banners, only cries and pleas, only, hugs and prayers. So, yeah, family, that's I think I'm gonna check this email again. Let's see if anybody has anything. If you haven't, like I said, when you have, if you want to later, that's all in well, to add your content to this letter, and I'm gonna try it. Let's see, today is the 6th, so I think I'll give it till tomorrow. The email I'm talking about. So if you're trying to email or whatnot, some additions to this letter, you'll have until tomorrow. After that, I'm going to print, seal, and USPS it. Snail mail, you understand? I'm going to send it out. And that'll be that. Let's see here. Also, keep in mind the pages that I've already shown to show your support. Keep on, staying in the loop to know the latest. I know that Sister K Money and brother and sister TNT Mike and Jazz have really been on the ball. Also, Sister Eleanor. Make sure you check out whatever they're presenting a post to stay up to date. I'm not always up to date. I kind of when I'm there, I can kind of be informed, but my presentation tends to be more on a spiritual, they're more what I want to say, they got a good deliverance of how to get this type of a conversation out there. So make sure if I were you, I would subscribe and click their notification bell, so that way you can get the details. please, the additional sentence I emailed you. So why do you think they were so determined to silence this black man? Yeah, you already, if you understand, you already know the answer. You understand? And in a way, if anybody has a mind, you'd see it coming, because the momentum that this brother was starting to produce and has produced, was happening at a rapid pace. And they clearly didn't like the direction it was looking like it was heading. You understand? Because it was, like I said, it was all legal. It was utilizing the tools of the established system. You understand? Nothing that they could really work with to challenge. When you're following the rules, what do you say? What do you say when each one of these brothers and sisters are law-abiding, legal armed carriers? What do you say? What do you do? So you got to find something, to attack the authority or the leadership. And if you can't find nothing there, because he's a respected vet, a respected a candidate, a respected activist, a respected, on and on and on, right? So what do you do when you can't find anything there? When all these things check out, you got to fabricate something, and that's what they did. So hold on a second. I want to check the email from Sister Mary or from Sister Michelle. I need to, let's do it this way, because I don't see anything yet. So I haven't received the email yet, Sister Michelle. I haven't received that email yet. When I do, sometimes these things, they hang in the balance, so to speak. But another thing you can do, if for those that, if you have a Soul Journey of Life account, if you have a Soul Journey, if you're a subscriber of Soul Journey of Life, you can also send a message to the administration, which of course is your brother. Send a message to the administration, and I can post it that way too. So if for some reason you have trouble with the email or whatnot, because I didn't get the email yet, you can, if you are a subscriber, just log into your Soul Journey of Life account and message me like that, because that way we use the platform as it was created to be used. Yeah, it's real talk, family. If you know, if you know. And the thing is, we have to take the lessons that are intended to be taken for us out of all this, and behave and respond in the way that meets the current trial, the current test in our time. If we don't confront the test of our time in the proper way, then whatever suffering comes out of that, we full well deserved. You understand? If the boat is prepared and ready to sail, and you know the storm was coming, but you're not on the boat, whose fault is it when you start drowning? Do you blame the Most High because you're drowning and all the resources were there for you to participate and to be a part of the inhabitants of the boat? And because you wanted to either delay, be in doubt, or be rebellious even, now you find yourself drowning and suffering? Whose fault is that? There's a saying that, the evil that you encounter is from your own self. From your own self, from what you've put forth. You understand? In many cases, our lack of activity, our inactivity, or lack of making the proper moves. Just because you move doesn't mean it was the right move. That's the key thing. So you have to understand the path of righteousness isn't some dreamy way. It's not some way you just, I'm righteous. Everywhere I walk is just on a light step, and there's a shining flashlight above my head, glowing me wherever I walk. I'm a righteous person. Holy, holy, oh, nothing like that. Snap out of it. It's about right moves, right words, right timing. You understand? Right intention. That's righteousness. You understand? You know, in a boxing ring, you need to be righteous to win. Understand that. Understand that you got to be righteous. Otherwise, you're going to get your head knocked off. If you fail to duck, which is the righteous move to do when you're in a boxing ring, you're going to get knocked out. You understand? Muhammad Ali was righteous in the ring the majority of his matches. That's why he's the champ, because he was righteous in the ring. And you got some brothers and sisters that have been righteous on the mic. You know what I'm saying? Those that have been righteous, you know, in the activism. The brother that we're talking about right now was righteous in the activism. Boots on the ground. That's why we have to do what we're doing right now. That's the right thing to do. If you want to know what the right thing to do is right now, GoFundMe is the right thing to do. You know, stuff like this letter. It doesn't have to be this letter, but a letter, a correspondence, checking in, checking on. And not even that, but even in addition to these things, what we're doing in our communities amongst ourselves. Think about the right things to do in that regard. You understand? Keeping, you know, the effort going to unify, to encourage unity, encourage doing the things that are in favor of our growth and not contrary, not destructive, not aiding into destruction of our people. Righteous. You understand? It's not synonymous with holier than thou, and it's not synonymous with being good. It's good to be good. It's okay to be good, but it's righteous to be good knowingly. To know what you're doing, that I know that, hey, I have knowledge that this is the right approach. I need a flathead screwdriver and not a Phillips screwdriver. You understand? I need a metric wrench and not a standard wrench. You understand? Knowing the right things, the right tools, the right way, the right method, the right amount, the right time, the right space, the right location. Righteous. That's why proper knowledge is so essential. Knowledge of self is what you taught. You understand? It said, he who knows himself, he who has knowledge of self, has knowledge of his master. These are powerful words. They're not ambiguous at all. But people make them ambiguous when they want to deceive you. They make it mean like there's something very spookish that no one can know. You understand? Except for somebody sitting on top of a mountain somewhere. But if you really deal with the words in their proper context and the proper understanding, you can see clearly now that the rain is gone. You understand? It all makes sense. It all makes sense, I'm telling you. So then when you think about what it means to be righteous, you understand? You know, the closer you are to doing things in your life the right way, you're upon the path of righteousness. If you're eating the right way, if you're sleeping the right way, if you sleep the wrong way, what do? You wake up and your neck is all bent out of shape because you weren't sleeping righteously. You understand? Your belly's aching and whatnot. You weren't eating righteously. You got, you know, some type of headache or something in your body wasn't treated righteously. I'm just driving that word in. You understand? Because many of us have this skewed idea, this really bogus idea of what that word means. And you make it synonymous with good. You know, apple pie tastes good. But fasting at the proper times is righteous, which means you may not be eating the apple pie when you're fasting. And not only that, but while it may taste good, it could be contaminated. You can eat something that's contaminated and it still tastes good. The next thing you know, you're sitting there choking and whatnot because of a good tasting contaminated food. People are rolling up in some of these joints, these food joints, because stuff tastes good there. Oh man, it tastes good, and it's only $2. Well, how come that's $2? And the stuff that's righteous for you to eat costs $10, $12. I'm just saying. You don't want to pay the $12 for the righteous food, but you don't mind, pulling out of your pocket $1 or $2 for the food that may taste good, but it's not so righteous. Something to consider. Just trying to keep the light on, family. That's all. Just trying to keep the light on. So I think we've done our deed for the day. We're about to match. We're about to meet this 3-hour marker. This 3-hour marker right here. I think that's a good pausing point. Stopping point for this time. But the live stops, but the agenda, the what we need to be doing, the task at hand doesn't stop. So even though this letter, like I said, the letters, you want to add to it, you know what to do. Drop your email. But we still got other work to do. We got GoFundMe's to put our dollars into, our support into. I call that, I say, is a community tax. A community tax, because every month you've got your phone bill, you've got your gas bill, you've got your water bill, you've got your rent. You just should just lock in. This is I'm charging this to my community bill. This is my community bill. Nobody has to tell you. You don't have to get it in the mail. You just know. Like, look, I have whatever amount you believe you could consistently do each month. 25, 35, 50, 100, whatever's your budget. Just be consistent with it month after month. There's my $50 for this month for the community bill, whatever it needs to go to. You understand? In this case, it needs to, we've got this right here. You split it up. If you got other things that you're involved in, put 10 there, 10 there, 10 there, 10 there, your community bill. If you don't have a community bill, you need to have one. You understand? And just have it locked in like anything else that you do in your day-to-day, your monthly or annual obligations. Just lock it in. That's a righteous thing to do. It's a righteous thing to do. So, and with that said, like I said, say it will be, let me know, get the email, put it together. Let me know what you want to do. And let's keep on doing this. Let's keep on demonstrating the fact that we do love our people, that we do salute those who stand up for us, and that we do have a greater purpose, you understand, and that we will succeed. Bottom line, we will succeed. So with that said, just looking at some last comment. This is your brother Abdul Adu, aka Questman, and I salute all those who remain steadfast, patient, full of courage, full of bravery, full of pursuit of wisdom. I salute. And this, I simply say to you, Salam alaikum, Shalom, Hotep, peace be with you, and have a blessed rest of your day, night. Peace and blessings.